let's look at bar chords. I want to explain very quickly kind of what they are, but most importantly, as you may well already know how to play bar chords, the most important thing in this lesson isn't how to play them, but how to blend them, where they work in your arrangement as a solo performer, the advantages of bar chords over open chords, and vice versa. I mean, my heart behind the open chords course wasn't, oh, bar chords are rubbish, you should do open chords instead. It's like, no, we've got two fantastic tools. Let's learn to use them, you know, in our playing both together, and let's learn where we can really make use of open chords and where we can really make use of bar chords. So again, it's just giving you more tools, essentially. So quick explanation of bar chords. I think this way of explaining it it really helps me visualize. I mean, I love the guitar because it's such a visual instrument. You know, I'd really struggle on something like trumpet where you just kind of got to know the notes, really. But here you can just see it, everything. So let's go back to like the two basic open chords, E major and A major. Okay, what I want you to do is stop thinking about that as, oh, that is an E major, because what it is really is, this is just a major shape that happens to have the root note as an E. So think of it as major shape plus E as your root note equals E major. Yeah? Because when we use bar chords, really this thing is the same thing, but we're just starting on a different root note. So we kind of use this first finger, we use it as like a temporary capo. You know, if I play a major here, what we've got here is, this is actually an E major shape, or, you know, it's a major shape. You've got an E major shape. I need this first finger for the capo, yeah? So I've changed the fingers up, but you can hear it sounds exactly the same. Doesn't matter which fingers I use, I'm pressing down on exactly the same frets, but now we've got this first finger free. And so we move everything 3 frets up, and now it's major shape, same major shape, plus G as the root note equals G major. 2 frets up, still a major shape plus A as the root note equals A major. Same for E minor, that's your E major, that's your E minor. Again, we'll change the fingers there. Still sounds the same exactly. 3 frets up, minor shape plus G as your root note equals G minor. Does that make sense? So you've got essentially this first finger as a capo, and then same for A major. I mean, you can kind of get bar chords on some of the other sort of cage shapes. I mean, they're not as helpful. E and A are the main ones, but yeah, you've got just a generic. It's a major shape that fits anywhere on a fretboard, plus A as your root note, this second string. Move the whole thing up 3 frets. We've got a major shape here, plus C as your root note. We're on the second string now, so you don't want to play the first string. And so essentially, if you can learn some of the notes of these strings, so like fret 3, for example, on the low E string is G, then A, then B, and actually the best way to learn these things quickly is just go, first dot is G on the low E string, second dot is A, third dot is B, and that can get you quite far already, because if someone says, oh, play me a G flat major, well, you go, well, I know G is there, so G flat must just be 1 down, add my major shape, and we're on the first string, so it's an E major shape, not an A major shape. Well, I can play a G flat, or, do you know what I mean? Oh, A is there, or an A flat, or B is there, B flat, that kind of thing. So that will get you really far already. Or if you're doing the second string, so this you know, A major shape, some will play like that, some will play like that. If I'm lazy, I'll play like that. I'm often feeling quite lazy, I think I play like that quite a lot. You know, that's a C major, or C, that's the first dot on the second string, then D, so add the major shape, that's D major, and E. So again, C, D, E, and really easy, you know, oh, play me a D flat major, oh, D is there, so D flat must be 1 down. So you can already get quite far with that. Yeah, I'll leave a document with just the note names, but it's best learning it through songs and just kind of gradually building it up, as we've done with our songs and learning open strings. It's kind of, yeah, learning through songs is the most fun way of doing it, and it's the most effective. So that's what bar chords are. That's a good way of visualizing it. In terms of, you know, what they can do versus open strings, well, open strings have that open sound. It's quite a big sound. You can hear this is slightly more dead. It's not a bad thing. It's just not quite as rich as a nice open thing. But there's an attack, especially if you do the short notes, that you get out of bar chords that you don't get in the It's not quite as a tight attack. And part of the reason is this because it's the control. You get so much control in this bar chord because I can just watch my right hand here. I can stop the notes with this left hand. And I can do short notes or... Do you see what I mean? So you get quite a lot of control over that. So for example, if we go talking about applying this, Someday by the Strokes, you know, you might start the song with... You see what I mean? You get a nice tight... In many ways, we'll miss the good old days. Someday, yeah? And it's different. It kind of got more of an attack. There's more of a rhythmic feel and rhythmic tightness, and we'll blend this together with the dead strings because some of that stuff is really cool once you get the locking in and being able to do tight notes and adding the 16ths. But like I said, we'll come on to that. So you get that really nice tight thing, and you can control it in the left hand. You don't need the right hand. Whereas, say if I was doing that with open strings, this hand is working overtime. This right hand. And it's fine, but it's not as effective, it's not as easy. But again, we're blending, right? So you come out of the chorus, Maya says I'm like an intellect. You're getting a really nice open sound and all that kind of stuff. And then you get to the end someday. So you've had a nice lift, you've got a nice big chorus, that's what you want. I am wasting no more time. So you can see there's an immediate change in feel. You know, when you go into a new section, often you want to give some sort of change. Sometimes it's subtle, like we did with the strumming. You know, with Somewhere Only We Know, just going from just the top bits to suddenly, you know, emphasising the first bit. That's just a kind of micro dynamic shift. Here we've got a really great, you know, really big open sound. You know, really nice, really uplifting, and then you just get back into this tight. Great, we're definitely in a new section. Kind of mimics the band arrangement as well because everyone kind of just hits that. Is it? Yeah. Oh no, they kind of go down to bass and drums. Sorry, so it's a bit of a shift in that sense. But yeah, so again, if you only used bar chords, you wouldn't get the really lovely open stuff. If you only used open chords, you wouldn't have this dynamic attack. Yeah. So again, just a short way of kind of realising the differences and learning how to utilise it. Again, I'd encourage you to go back through the songs we did, and yeah, go back through the songs, and then also not only going through that, but going through your own songs. Again, just going, oh, is there any ways that I can do this? And again, you might be playing your own songs in a band, and that's fine. I mean, you can still apply it to the band setting, but maybe challenge yourself and go, oh, if I was asked to play an acoustic gig, how would I play these songs and keep it interesting? And yeah, particularly in this area, I just think, where would I use bar chords? Where do I want that tight sound? Where do I want the control in my left hand if I want to do some sort of quick stops, like, you know, short, long, and then just a little bit in, short, long, that stuff, yeah? And you kind of mix it up, and again, we're just building a, you know, really great toolbox where you can kind of get the sounds that you want, you can get the feels that you want, you can create the moods that you want, and you can get the journey in the song that you want. So yeah, play around with that, and see you in the next lesson.